Speaking of electronics, I'm curious as an educator and as both of you parents, what are your thoughts on social media? It seems to have the attention of many of our children, most of our children, and many of our adults. What are your thoughts?
You know, in technology in general, we like technology. We couldn't be talking with Cornell right now if we didn't use technology. But I think there's also where if you go up to the buffet and you try to eat everything, you're going to get sick. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where we see our kids doing. I think I had seen it. I actually, for the most part, have quit most social media because it was too distracting. I felt like it was taking me away. Mm-hmm. And I try to lead by example with our kids. And I think it's a good outlet. But again, just like we said, you want to fill your plate when you go up to the buffet, not 7 plates and try to eat it all. So we try to practice something, Cornell, called, you've heard of intermittent fasting. It's a popular way to get into shape and clean the body out. You know, you only eat very disciplined between certain hours. You're not giving up food. You're just eating in certain hours. We do that with our technology. We do what's called intermittent tech fasting in our house. So the kids are off the phones shut down and shut off between certain hours, so sleeping at night, because we've heard too many things of kids sneaking and not sleeping at all at night. And then we give them a budget of how much they can use. And then once they've used the apps for that long, it's gone.
It's just done.
Yeah, so that's something that we've tried to do. And another thing we do, and we encourage so many families, Cornell, is start with 1 hour. Start with 1 hour at the end of the day, normally around dinner time, but let's say 5:30 to 6:30, everybody's phones are off. Everybody's laptops are shut at the same time. And it might feel weird at first, like, what are we supposed to do? But what we found happen is you start to get into a different rhythm, into a different groove. You start to have different conversations because no one's holding up their phone in front of them to break down that communication. So even just an hour a day when everyone's fasting off their technology as a family at the same time, and we've gotten so much feedback of what just that 1 hour doing at the same time does on a daily basis.
And it doesn't mean you have to be together the whole time.
No.
It may mean one person's reading a book in one room, another person's taking a walk down the road. You know, it doesn't mean that we like sit there and have to stare at each other the whole time. Yeah, if you want to. But, you know, for us, it's just created, what we see it creates is it's just the availability. So that might be the time in which someone says, oh, hey, I actually have this science project. What do you think about this? Or, you know, any number of things. Maybe they suddenly want to try learning a backflip on the trampoline one afternoon. And we happen to be, you know, now we're available to watch and say, oh, wow, you know. So it just really allows the space to give yourself a little break.
One of the tenets of your program or your movement or initiative is the Family Boardroom meeting. Tell us about that and what that really means within the family unit.
Yeah, what that means is I want to make sure always that I treat my children as my most important clients, investors, key team members like I would in my business. Sometimes we put our business ahead of our family, but that's what the family board meeting is all about. It's setting disciplined, scheduled one-on-one time with each of your children every 90 days. So that is it's the pilings, it's the groundings in your relationship. And it changed the relationship stepping in as an adopted father with 2 boys where we had to catch up on things. And it was those one-on-one days, Cornell, gosh, I can look at them like a yearbook of memories now and connection. And just that one rhythm has changed thousands of families around the world.